Welcome to the Real Aesthetic Podcast, a real deal on like aesthetics and stuff.
Oh, we've been rolling this whole time.
He was my gopher.
I'm your host, Alexis Arsenis. We're going to have a good time here. Hey guys, welcome back to the Real Aesthetic Podcast, a show today where we're doing a little bit differently today. We're going to be talking about some current events. We have here today producer Josh.
Hi.
So excited to have you on as at the producing table. Love that. And the one and only Nicholas Williams.
2 weeks in a row.
I know.
I feel blessed to be here.
This is really good.
Well,
I'm
there's
excited.
a lot going on, and I think these bonus episodes people really latch on to.
Yeah,
You know,
I
they
think
really
that they're really good. You know, today we're a little bit more festive.
just a bit.
Yeah, you know, it's a very exciting.
Proud to be an American.
So obviously today we're going to go over the inauguration. You know, Trump is president.
He is.
It-
He is.
I think this is going to be a great year, but we want to get into the nitty gritty with you. So I'm so excited you guys are here. How do we feel about it? I want to get your opinion. How do we?
I've never wanted to work more than I do now.
I agree.
I feel like sometimes when you're working a lot, you feel like you're chasing your tail and you like can't keep up. You can't put anything in savings. You can't. But I have never wanted to hit it harder than I do right now.
So how do you feel? I want to go over that quote that Trump said, and I love how you say it. So go over the quote that Trump said during his speech that I think is absolutely beautiful.
So I don't know. It's a moment that like stood out to me. He said, many people thought it was. No,
wait, do it.
No, I can't do the whole thing like that. That'd be crazy. No, he said, many people thought it was impossible for me to stage such a historic political comeback. But as you see today, here I am. The American people have spoken. I stand before you now as proof that you should never believe that something is impossible to do. In America, the impossible is what we do best. Isn't it the coolest thing?
I love that. And I don't care. I love that he said it, of course. But anyone could say that.
Biden could have said that. He couldn't have said it. But if he had the mental fortitude to say something like that, I'd be impressed by him as well. I'm serious.
I think it was just a perfect timing. I think the quote was great. I truly think a lot of people watched that and didn't matter kind of what side you were on for most of it. I think that it was really applicable to everybody. Everyone wants to succeed, right? We're in this position whether you like it or not. Like he's here. He's here to stay for 4 years. Let's focus on the positive. So today we have a little bit of an outline show. So we're going to go to the first slide that we have for this video. We're going to watch it and review it and kind of go from there.
China is operating the Panama Canal, and we didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
See, I don't think, pause that for a second. I don't think it matters who you like. I think that that's an important thing to say. I think that if either side said that, people would stand up and clap.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
I would agree.
So I keep going with that.
Play it.
The United States will once again consider itself a growing nation, one that increases our wealth, expands our territory, builds our cities, raises our expectations, and carries our flag into new and beautiful horizons. And we will pursue our manifest destiny into the stars, launching American astronauts to plant the stars and stripes on the planet Mars.
When he said this and Elon went like a little crazy, he was like, yeah, like that's me. Like he was very, the tism was on fire, bro.
Many people thought it was impossible for me to stage such a historic political comeback. But as you see today, here I am. The American people have spoken.
This is it for me right here.
I might actually cry. This is so good.
It's so good. His speechwriter, phenomenal.
I stand before you now as proof that you should never believe that something is impossible to do. In America, the impossible is what we do best.
Oh, I love it.
It's so confident.
It is.
He's so secure when he says that.
Pause
From
it
New
here. We can
York
go
to
from
Los
here.
Angeles.
He is so, I'm sorry. It's
No,
like,
go ahead.
He is so, it's not what he says. I think it's the way in which he says it.
Of course.
He doesn't say like, well, it's America and you know, a lot of people think things are impossible, but we're going to work really hard. Like,
No,
he's so secure. It's like he knows
he
the
does.
impossible. That's where we live. Like, that's what we do.
And I think that people need that optimism right
Yeah,
now.
of course
I
we
think
do.
the last 4 years, everyone has been.
The last decade, Lex, has been just a whirlwind
a
of
shit
shit.
show.
It's been shit,
It's
and
been
it's
the
horrible.
it's been the longest, fastest year for I think you and I. I mean, I think the whole 20
Longest, fastest.
It's the longest and fastest. Like for
The
you
slowest, fastest year.
and I, it really it felt like forever, but like we've been trying so hard. So I feel like the time because this is remember last year
I know.
is when this really started to ramp up and we put the studio on the map.
Yeah, I know.
So I think that it's just felt this last 4 years has felt so long.
Mm.
And I think that he has nothing to lose this time. It's his last term. So if he wants to fire everyone and restart and do well, all the power to him. I mean, let's figure it out. I think that I agree with you. I've never wanted to push so hard. I mean, even when we were talking about this, we're like, we're recording all day today, 3 shows.
Like, just keep going.
Let's just talk about this all day.
Like,
And
why
it's
wouldn't
great.
you? Why wouldn't you push hard? And like, if this is what you want to do, like podcasting, or even if like,
Yeah.
what, like, why would you not go into work this morning being like, I'm gonna kill it. Like, I'm gonna just go crazy and be the best that I can possibly be.
Yeah.
And at a core level, it's like, why wouldn't you? But 2, we're American. That's what we do. Like, isn't that
agree.
like drink the Kool-Aid? People might think that I'm like a Trump, like
Trumper. We're a Trumpers.
yeah. But what's it called? I don't want to say Josh bleep this. Like, I'm a big like Trump. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. But why is it bad to be optimistic about the country that I live in?
I think that no matter what, he's the president, right?
Yeah.
He is the president right now. So you can either cry, woe is me, you know.
The world's out to get me.
He's taking away this from me, and because of him, I'm sorry. I say this to everybody, but does the presidency affect your everyday life?
I would say now it does.
Now it does. But does it affect your everyday life normally? Like, do you wake up you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think you wake up in the morning and go, what is Joe doing today in the Oval?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, nobody cares.
You just get off your ass and you go to work and you get it done.
This is huge, though.
But this, I mean, within the last 48 hours, I hired 2 new people for downstairs who just happened to be rock stars, or at least so far rock stars, and said, you know what, Nick, I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to spend the money, hire these 2 people, focus on up here. We're going to get this show going, and we're going to do this the right way this year. 2025 is how we're going to do it, and we're going to push hard, and that's just it. That's it.
When he says the manifest destiny line, we're going to pursue our manifest destiny.
Yeah.
Do you understand what that means? You remember learning about manifest destiny in like
yes, but I
10th
want
grade?
you to elaborate.
So manifest.
Today.
Yeah, sure. Manifest destiny is creating your own destiny.
Yes.
He is saying that we are going to create our own destiny. But what he's really saying is we are all going to work to create
together
our own destiny. And only we, I love this, only we can decide what our destiny is. And that includes the people that are all, woe is me, everybody's out to get me, my life sucks.
Yeah.
If you believe it, it's true, no matter what it is. And this was a sales thing because they try to build confidence in salespeople and stuff. So if you ever listen to a Tony Robbins thing or Grant Cardone or whoever it is, right? My dad used to listen to these on tape in the car when we were driving around. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And that is manifest destiny. If you think that you're going to be the best in whatever, and obviously you have to put work in. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to be the best and then go to bed all day. Like, you have to put the work in.
Exactly.
But people put a lot of work in and they become so pessimistic and negative that they sit there and go, this just isn't working. And then it reflects in their work and it just spirals down. If you believe that you can do it, whatever it is, and you put the work in, it will happen. That's the American dream right there, you know?
And I think as people where you and I both own businesses, multiple businesses at this point.
Sure.
I think that, you know, we take those risks and we're going with it. And we're not one of those people that says, and there's nothing wrong with clocking into a 9 to 5. I'm not saying there's anything
people
wrong
need security.
with that. Absolutely. People need that. But for people like us who are
mental cases.
Yeah. A little nutty, have multiple businesses and families and everything like that.
And people go, why don't you take a vacation? You go, because that's
I can't.
boring. That's boring life.
I would
Work is so much fun. I
I
do what I love, Lex. I do
yes.
what I love. I'm living my dream.
When
Why
I
would I
was
give
in
this up to go sit on a beach somewhere? That's crazy. I'll do that when I'm 90. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Like, I'm so excited
even
for
when
the
I was in
future.
Portugal, for my sister-in-law's wedding last year, I'm on my phone and I'm seeing, what's going on. I'm checking the camera, making sure, you live, eat, breathe, sleep, cry, business. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And I think that, with the executive orders he may have signed will help us out as business owners. And it's exciting. It's something new that's happening. I haven't heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you do follow more political things than I do. I have never listened to a speech from Biden in the last, let's say, 5 years with campaigning and everything else
Mm-mm.
that made me feel the way this speech made me feel.
Sure. I would even say, again, and just to make sure we're being as fair as possible, in Trump's first term,
Yes.
he was harping a lot on how negative the country is.
Yes.
And we can turn it around, but right now, really bad. He opened this speech with the golden age of America starts right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's all positivity. It is
And
all
that's what
building
we
up.
need. We
It is
need
all
that.
looking forward. He doesn't care what gender you are. He doesn't care what race you are. He doesn't care what your sexuality is. He cares about whether or not you're willing to put the work in. And what I find, honestly, is that a lot of people who are not willing to put the work in are the same people
Who are complaining.
who think that he is out to get them or whatever. And
Absolutely.
they may feel that way, but that's because they're not working hard.
Exactly.
You know
And
what I
I
mean?
think that, at the end of the day, we need to be more positive.
We have to.
I think that the last 4 years, you turn on the news and it's this 10-minute cycle over and over and over again of this negativity, this just constant bullshit that thrives through. And you start your day off with your cup of coffee watching this bullshit. And how can you set up your day
for success. Yeah.
if you're starting it with
Yeah.
saying, wow, the world sucks?
Yeah, the world sucks. The world's falling apart. Everything sucks.
Wars
Enjoy your day.
everywhere, like fires everywhere.
More at 11.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, how much
it's
worse can it get?
horrible. It's so annoying to sit there and just, be told that everything around you sucks. Everything around you is
Exactly.
horrible all the time.
But
What is that?
I'm sorry, but if the news played that one quote, how can you wake up in the morning, listen to that and say, I'm going to have a bad day? You're not going to. You're going to hear that and you're going to say, holy shit, I can do this.
Well, either that or I have the opportunity to make my own way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
I
can
have
do it.
realizing that, you know what? Maybe things aren't as good as they could be right now.
But how can solutions?
Right.
How
What
can
can
we get
I
there
do?
to
What
do
can I
better?
do on an individual level that will affect my life and the people that are closest to me around me? What can I do to change in a positive direction
Mhm.
the world around me right now?
And I think it's as simple. I read this book. I think it's called Make Your Bed. It's about I don't
Ooh,
know if you've
okay.
ever read it.
Yeah.
It's actually on my bed right now because my daughters were going through all my books and
Yeah.
it's on my bed right now. But as simple of a task as starting your day with making your bed.
Yeah.
You accomplish that one thing. Now I'm not going to be preachy here and tell people how to start their day.
Sure.
But I mean, hey.
Unless it's a skincare routine. And then you'd be like, use this first.
Yeah, and then I'm like, wash your damn face.
Yeah.
But I mean, and not with Dove soap. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
But I having little accomplishments throughout the day,
Yeah.
even if your day kind of sucked, like start new, start something new. Say hi to someone, say you look great to someone, make that person feel better. I think that we need to be more positive in general
I
now.
follow this guy on YouTube, and of course now I can't think of his name, and I should shout him out. He's doing really well, whatever, but his videos are not edited. They're nothing crazy.
Mhm.
It's just him with like a selfie stick on his phone, and he's filming himself talk while he walks through the woods. It's like hiking, and he's
I
kind of
love
getting
that.
the stuff off of his mind, and he's just talking to the camera, and I think it's great. The thing that I like about him the most, because it's very similar to the other preachy, be positive crap that's
Yeah.
out there, right? Not that it's crap, but you know what I mean. The thing that I like about this guy the most is that every time he's in the woods on a trail, and every time he passes somebody else, he makes sure he includes in his edit when he says, "Hello, how you doing? Hey, how are you?" I
Mhm.
was walking down the street very recently. I'm not going to say where. It doesn't matter where. But I was walking down the street very recently, and people are like walking by, and they just
No.
look down.
Yeah.
They look down, and
Or they
you
do
give
the-
like they don't even give the "how you doing." They just look down. They look
Yeah.
away from you.
At their phone.
What are you doing? Whatever happened to saying, "Hey, how are you? Good morning."
You know what's funny is
Good morning. How's life? Nobody does this shit anymore.
I don't know if it's just Massachusetts though, because I
But
know
it
it's
was
not.
never like that. In fact,
No.
Massachusetts, not to argue, I'm just saying Massachusetts is known for when you're in line at the grocery store. I've said this on podcasts before, but when you're in line at the grocery store getting a thing of hamburger buns, the guy behind you is from Haverhill and he goes, "Where's my invite? When are you
Yeah.
having the barbecue?"
Yeah.
That's a normal
Exactly.
Massachusetts thing, except now nobody even talks to each other, and it's all
So
young people.
yes.
It's all young people. There's
So when
no
I moved
positivity
to New
anymore.
Hampshire, Rob and I were. It was so, and I don't know if it's just because we're noticing it. Maybe it doesn't happen. You know, we lived in North Reading, a suburb of Boston, for a long time. No one said anything to us nice here ever. Go on a walk, no one talks to you. People with other kids, it's very cliquey. It's not nice. We moved to New Hampshire. We're driving up our street. Every single person, hey.
Yeah, they
when
give
they're
you like a
driving
wave.
by-
Hey, how are you?
hey.
Like you're a cousin or something coming over for
We're
Thanksgiving.
leaving the gas station.
Ridiculous.
Don't know anyone at this gas station. Hey, how you doing? Oh my goodness. Or I had the dogs in the car. Someone goes, oh my God, your dogs are beautiful. Thank you. Like, just
Does
never.
it not feel like it's weird, but in a positive way? It's
Yeah.
like, wait, why are you so nice to me?
Yeah.
Not that you didn't even did anything wrong, but like you're just not used to it.
I went to this local place to get a Christmas tree this year.
Okay.
And the kids were running around playing. It was pour. We had to pick the one day. It's pouring rain. We're outside picking a Christmas tree.
Of course.
And the kids are going nuts because they're like jumping in muddy puddles and they love
Fun.
it.
That was
like
fun
they
when you
had
got home, I'm sure.
total fun. I mean, they're kids. Let them be dirty.
I know.
But a lady came up to me and she goes, you know, you're doing a great job, Mom. They're having so much fun. Who cares? And I was like, thanks. Like, what? Like, it's so funny when people say that to you and how it changes the rest of your day. So if anyone takes anything out of this show, be a little kinder.
Yeah.
Be a little kinder. Be a little nicer.
Be a little bit more optimistic about your own life.
Yeah.
Like, is your life really that bad?
I say that all the time. I have a client who's always down in the dumps and I say, listen, you know, that sucks what you're going through.
Of course.
But there's people that don't eat.
Yeah.
You know, there's people that don't have anywhere to live.
Here's the crazy part, and this is why I'm so excited for Trump, right? We have in Los Angeles, it's not just the burned houses.
No.
We have
Homeless.
over 100,000 homeless people living in tent cities. What are we
Look
talking
at downtown
about?
Boston.
It's horrible.
It's disgusting.
Like, what are we doing where we can't even, like, it used to be, remember when we were growing up, they used to say, listen, you know, you better finish what's on your plate. There's starving kids in Africa.
I used
Remember?
to say that, yeah.
Right? Like, you can't throw food away, whatever. Now there's starving people in America.
And Americans.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
But I also think that's a double-edged sword, too, because honestly,
no, I'm saying when people are viewing their own life thinking how bad it is, and they go home to their house.
Yeah. Drive their car.
They drive their own vehicle.
Yeah.
And go to their house.
With a Starbucks coffee.
It's $18 for a small coffee.
It's just ridiculous.
It's insane.
Like, it's really not that bad.
Right, exactly. And it's only going to get better. That's the real message. But
you have to put the work in. You have to try.
You gotta drink
and
the
whether that's making your bed in the morning or saying someone looks nice in the morning, or you know what I've been doing lately?
What?
And it's the worst if you're at Starbucks, but I've been doing it lately, is I pay for the person behind me.
Oh, I love that.
So the other day,
I always ask if it's over $10. I'm not paying for the whole office. All right.
The other day,
seriously, if somebody got a coffee, I'll do it. But if it's like $75 and I was getting a coffee and now I'm paying $75,
I have the Bloom sticker on my car.
Can I just say really quick?
Yeah.
I hate people that go through a drive-through. I want to be negative for a second.
Okay, do it.
I hate when people go through a drive-through and order for the whole office, and it causes a backup. What are you doing? If you're ordering
Just
more,
go inside.
If you're ordering
Four or
more
more.
than 2 things, 3 things, whatever, 4 max.
Yeah.
Get out of the car. Get off your ass. Go inside. You order at the counter and you wait by yourself. You don't hold everybody else up.
Yeah.
Who's getting a little small coffee on the way or a large, whatever.
Yeah.
Crazy to me.
So,
it's a crazy take.
Yesterday,
Oh, it's so crazy.
I do this, right? I pay for the guy behind me, $7. Not a big deal.
No, it's nice. Yeah.
So I pay for it, and my car has the Bloom sticker on it. So I get a phone call on the Bloom line this morning because it goes to my phone. And he goes, hey, I'm just calling because someone with the Bloom sticker paid for my coffee this morning. And I just wanted to say thank you. I was having a really bad morning, and that just made my day. I just want to say thank you. And I said, oh, okay. Like, I'm so glad that made your day. Like, it just little things. Like, I thought that was so cute.
You know? And like, why would
And to say thank you.
Good
was
on that
huge.
person for calling you to say thank you. Because in a way, like, you made his day better, and then he called and made your day better for acknowledging it.
And then we were filming. I was like, this is great. Like, we're starting today wonderful.
Right. This is what I'm saying. Like, things are, listen, inevitably, right? You can't have good without bad.
Absolutely.
So things are going to happen that get in the way of whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Things are going to happen that are not favorable in your life that you don't want to have happen. But if you only focus on the negative, you will never get any better. Your life will never get any better, ever,
Mhm.
because it's all you focus on. And it's so easy to fall down that path. You have to be able to look for the silver lining.
Exactly. I think that with that said, one of the things that Trump said that is very controversial right now
Go.
is the whole common sense thing, how he wants to bring back common sense.
Why is that controversial?
Because
Not disagreeing, I'm asking
people
why.
are saying, because when he relate as in relation to there are only two genders,
Okay.
male and female.
Okay.
And I think that that's causing this uproar right now where people are saying, "Oh, people are going to die because of this." And I personally, for someone who runs a practice that's on the more medical end,
Mm.
when he said that, I took it more as men will play in men's sports and
Mhm.
not women's sports. We're not going to have a biological male fighting a woman in
Well, people are changing
sports.
their gender on the driver's license too.
Yeah, but which I think is crazy.
Yep.
That's just me.
Yeah.
And you might not like that I say that, and that's okay. We can agree to disagree because we're humans, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you just lost 5 Facebook friends, I'm sure.
bye. Like I just, I just don't care anymore. And coming from someone, okay, for example, and the reason why I say this because it really, really hits home for me. I had someone downstairs call the police on me
Oh.
because they were a man told me beforehand that they are a biological man identifying to be a pregnant woman and wanted me to perform an ultrasound on them. You don't have a uterus. There's no baby in there. So I don't exactly know what you want me to do. And then turned hostile and got mad at me.
Oh, how dare you?
Wild.
You're supposed to scan and look for the uterus.
It blows my mind. I wasn't looking at what he said as he doesn't like transgenders or I wasn't looking at it like that.
Mhm.
I looked at it more of like between sports, between this like in medical settings.
Mm.
I think that makes the most sense.
Hey, can I tell you something?
Yes.
It's kind of in the same vein. Not to do with gender, but people always are talking to me about how you have like customers always right and everything else. I would say, would you say that you pay me a little bit of money? Like a minuscule amount of money?
No, I pay you a nice.
A nice chunk of money.
Yeah.
Do you pay me because I'm so nice?
No,
I tell you like it is.
you do.
And it's not about being nice. It's about doing the right thing, being a
Yeah.
good human being. And if I don't do my job the right way, you're never going to succeed.
Mhm.
If you don't succeed, I'm out of a job. Do you know, or
Exact-
out of a client. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So for me, you can be positive and everything else, but you have to be realistic.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
There's a reality that I think that people are just not.
I feel like today, to tie it back to
Yeah.
this, everyone is very concerned with how saying certain things or doing something makes everyone feel. You know what I'm saying? We have to make sure we feel comfortable and secure and whatever else. If I treated you that way and you pay me
Yeah.
money, if I treated you that way, we would not be where we are today.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the
And
only reason for your success.
I don't necessarily know if this is a Boston thing
Maybe.
or a way I grew up, but in
Okay.
my house and when I was a kid, there was no how are you feeling? It was you fell,
Mm-hmm.
okay, get up, brush it off, get your ass back outside, go play.
Yeah.
It wasn't
What are you doing
how
inside?
are you feeling? Are you
Oh,
okay?
honey.
This coddling entitlement bullshit.
But now it's gone
needs
from
to-
like coddling 6-year-olds to coddling
Adults.
adults. It's really scary.
And it's getting, I mean, I had another instance at Bloom where I had a mom who was explaining her biological daughter had acne, but it was because the fact that she was on hormone suppressors and taking testosterone was the reason why she was having acne. And was then mad at me
Yeah.
that I couldn't either A, stop it, or I wasn't nice and called people to say that I was a bad business owner because I wouldn't treat said problem. And I called you about it because I was very, very alarmed by this
Yeah,
whole thing.
I said don't worry
But it
about
was
It's a bunch of BS.
I was very confused. Like, the entitlement is ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
I can't perform miracles. If you're doing something that's causing the problem, then stop doing the thing that's causing the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think that, I don't know if it was like maybe how my mom was. She was very just like tough shit, get up, keep going, go to work.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do that. We
Yeah.
need to,
Yeah.
I love how he said, we're going to do things based on merit. We're going to just get these things done right. You need to get off your ass. And
Mhm.
if you want something, go get it.
This
Don't
is why,
expect
and
anyone
listen,
to give it to you.
this is why I harp on you about, listen, you run 3 businesses, you're very busy all the time, and
Yeah.
and when we're doing a show like this, I'm always hounding you to grab an hour of your time.
Yeah.
You do very well. I'm not giving you shit on your own show here,
Oh,
but what
it's
I'm
fine.
saying is
Take care.
the reason that I harp on you is because it's my job to make sure that you're doing your if you
Yeah.
wanna be a podcaster, if you wanna if you have a message that you wanna spread, you need to spread it. It's not gonna spread
Exactly.
itself.
But I also think that
Do you
to
know what I'm
my
saying?
benefit and
Sure.
to your benefit too,
Sure.
is that we have a great checks and balances system between us as friends and as as family almost. I feel like we're family at this point
We have to
with
be.
everything that we do.
Yeah.
And as business partners, I feel that people need to find that person. You
Mm,
need to find the person that may not always agree with you, that will tell you, hey, what are you doing?
right. Or
Like,
like, I don't understand this. Explain this to me. We'll kind of check you on your
yeah,
shit a
you
little bit.
need to have that person. You cannot always have a yes man, like a guy who's just going to be your hype man all the time and hype you through situations that maybe you shouldn't be hyped through. Like you should
Well,
just
look at
what
Kamala's team. They hyped her up. They told everybody they were going to win. There was a great
did you think at
podcast.
one point she was going to win? There was one point for
No,
me.
can I tell you why?
Yes.
When she was in the primary in 2020 against Biden,
Hmm.
she dropped out with less than 1%. So I knew, right, that the Democrats didn't even like her.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? And when they went into it, when she got the job, Joe Biden said during the primaries, before he even got the nomination to be the Democratic candidate, he said in response to a question that his pick for VP would be a female of color.
Which,
So like
regardless of her qualification, that was what he
exactly,
was looking for.
exactly. So then when he picked her, I mean, everybody was kind of like, the Democrats were very excited because he had won, and or they were, that
But
whatever.
she was picked based upon being female
But when she
and
was
being of
running,
color.
right, when she was running, there wasn't anything more than that. It was, I'm a woman, I am black, even though she's not, and everybody's gonna have free abortions and vasectomies.
That gets me.
No, I know, but I'm saying like that's not like the average American. You may have a stance on what you think your right to reproductive health care and things like that is. That's fine. But the issues that we're facing as a country, I just don't feel like that's number one. Do you know what I'm
No,
saying?
and I think
Not that it's not important, but it's
Listen,
not number one.
no, it's not
When
number
you have
one.
300,000 fentanyl deaths a year,
Yes.
150,000 homeless people in LA, and just north of LA, now there's even more homeless people because all the houses burned down. North Carolina's a mudslide. You got nothing. The economy's crazy, and eggs are $15 a carton. I don't think abortion is above all of that.
I
Do you know what I
agree.
mean?
I agree. I think the abortion thing hits hard for me,
Sure.
considering I do ultrasound
Sure.
and I have a lot of girls that come into me.
Whether you believe in
worried-
abortion or not, though, I'm saying
Yeah.
it's just not the top thing.
And this is my stance on that, just to be clear to everyone here. I am a doula, so I help moms have babies. I coach women through it. Have I had clients in certain cases where I can sympathize with what happened to them and their situation to want to do that?
Sure.
Okay, fine. But you're going to do it safely. You're not
Yes.
going to do it the wrong way. Okay.
Right, right.
There's a line. Were they 26 weeks or 30 weeks? No. Do
Right.
I think that's disgusting. I'm sorry. But I mean,
I hear you.
if you want to abort at that point, I mean, that's a viable baby. Okay.
Sure.
But you're not losing your right to get one.
No.
Most practice, I mean, Massachusetts, notoriously very liberal state.
Sure.
Just a fun fact, most OB offices that are private practices that you would generally go to get OB care do not do elective abortions. They are only done at Planned Parenthood. They do abortions based on, an ectopic pregnancy, something's wrong with a baby. There's
Life
a
of the mother.
medical
Yeah.
there's a medical condition that goes with it.
Sure.
And I only know this because I deal with this firsthand. I've had girls come here crying, saying they are losing their right to do this. I'm sorry, but why is that a right that we're thinking of? Like, oh, we're going to lose the right to do,
Because
it's
when
very
we focus,
confusing to me.
I'll explain it right now. Because when we focus on things and we build things up to be more than what they are, we don't have to focus on cleaning our room and making our bed.
Because
Does that make sense?
Yes, because we live in a society, and I have another client who's from South Africa, and we got into this conversation like a lot the other day.
I'm sure.
And she was saying it's crazy that it is such a big issue in America,
Mhm.
because in places like South Africa, they don't have the access to birth control and all of these things that would make that situation not happen because we have preventative care here.
The amount of privilege in this country alone is
We do, just
wild.
as a fact, we do 2,500 abortions per day in the United States.
Yes.
Just for factual numbers, it is a $5 billion industry.
Mhm.
That's wild to me.
Mhm.
Wild to me. So, I mean, for me, it's a little different. I don't know. I think that everyone's all hell bent over the Roe versus Wade thing. I think that they're scared of what Trump's going to do. I don't think that, honestly, that's even on his radar right now.
No.
I think on his radar right now is fixing the economy, helping with inflation, bringing back American jobs. I know that you and I just talked about this Stargate thing, which is unbelievable. If you want to go into that real quick, I think that was amazing.
Yeah, there's like 4 billionaires, and I'm talking like actual billionaires, like hundreds of billions of dollars. Elon's not included, which is fine because he's very involved with everything else.
He's not part of the billionaires in that?
Nope.
Which is really cool,
Yeah,
actually.
and they are bringing in $500 billion to the United States to start a company called Stargate that will develop an AI infrastructure that will help with medical and all these other. Right now, in a hospital, if you go in there, they don't have your medical records. Like if you were on vacation
Mhm.
in Louisiana, let's say you went to New Orleans, and you go to a hospital, they don't have your medical records the same way that they do up here in
No.
Mass or whatever it is, right?
You actually don't even own them anymore.
So now this will be a way that that the doctors will be able to open up Stargate, see what's going on, and depending on what your symptoms are, they'll be able to look at other doctors' patients to see how they treated them with the
Mhm.
best results possible so that they can diagnose you the proper
At
way.
this point,
That's unbelievable.
At this point, technology should be able to do that.
I agree, but it hasn't because they like to keep us sick and fat and stupid and
I agree.
you know what I'm saying?
And that's where I was saying to you earlier is saying that it sounds all good on paper, right?
Yeah.
But let me tell you, the healthcare system isn't in the business to keep you healthy.
Mhm.
Insurance and all of these companies and pharmaceuticals make money off you being sick. So I'm very interested to see how it changes. Maybe it changes and actually puts regulation on supplementation because now the supplement industry, things like AG1, all these things, they are not regulated.
Yeah.
I just learned the other day that AG1 is made in New Zealand. It's actually not even allowed to be sold in New Zealand because it doesn't pass their health standards.
Right.
So, but everyone else
my
is
God.
an AG1 supporter. And, if AG1 comes at me and says, we're not going to sponsor you, whatever. Like, it is what it is.
I was in CVS recently, and I was looking at like the vitamin C, and I'm elderly now because I'm 30. So I was thinking like, oh, maybe I'll get like one a day men's, something like that, whatever, right?
They're
And I
fragmented.
pick up the thing, and it says on the vitamin bottle,
Yeah.
vitamins. Okay, it's not like I was buying a pack of cigarettes. Vitamin bottle. It says, this product is known to cause cancer.
Mhm.
Vitamin C, cause cancer. Vitamin D, whatever it was, B12, whatever the hell it was, cause cancer.
Well, it's because the other fillers that they put into
I
it.
don't give a shit what it is. That's not vitamins at that
No.
point.
No.
That's not vitamin. You're taking the supplement to get vitamins, and you're getting cancer instead.
Well, look at even crazier. Look at the formula. Formula has heavy
yeah.
metals, the lead, all the bullshit.
It's
I mean, they're
crazy.
putting crazy stuff in there. So
It's
do I think
crazy.
that this Stargate was going to be great? What I do think it's going to be great for is, what was it, 100,000 jobs off the bat.
Right off the bat, they need it because they're going to be building these structures, the buildings and everything, office buildings and stuff. They're starting in Texas, which
Is that
I love.
100,000 jobs including what it takes the infrastructure to build it, or is that just the
Who cares?
staff? No, I'm just wondering.
No, I'm just saying,
it
like,
may
who-
be even more.
Right. Oh, no, it will be more because they'll expand.
Yeah.
Right? $500 billion investment. And what they would have done
Into
before.
the United States. We're not investing in foreign.
Right.
We're investing here. That is what we need to do. We need to bring it back.
He said in the same press conference last night, Trump said something like total investment. This is just for Stargate, it's $500 billion.
Yeah.
But there's like $3 or $4 trillion of investment
That's
headed this way. The economy is about to explode, no matter what industry you're in. Like,
Mhm.
I make movies, okay? That's not Stargate's got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It's going to explode. Everything is
it.
going to explode. And if you don't get on board, I don't know what to tell you.
Do you think, and this is really just opinion based,
Go ahead.
do you think that
Oh,
we
this
would
is all
have
opinion
this much influx of cash into the United States if Kamala won?
Well, of course not.
I mean,
No, they shut. So, I don't want to get into a whole big thing, but I'm saying like when Trump was here, we were drilling here, we were we were energy independent. That was our whole big thing or whatever. On like day one, Joe Biden shut down the Keystone Pipeline and started buying his oil from Russia, and we lost 11,000 jobs. And
trucking, everything.
And gave the money to Russia to do Nord Stream 2, which is their pipeline out there. And because of that, Russia made enough money to be able to start the war in Ukraine.
And then we funded half of it.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's not a conspiracy. That's not a crazy thing to say. That's what happened. If Kamala had won, they would have continued that. And even if they came up with this Stargate idea, which they wouldn't, because Trump has the ability to see when something good is out there and say, what can we do with that?
I think he's
And then
exceptionally good at collaborating and building
and
teams
delegating.
and delegating to the right people. I
Yeah.
think he missed the ball his first term. And I don't think that was, I think he was surprised he won.
I think you have to fall flat on your face in order to succeed.
100%.
That was the failure. That was the one that, like, and it wasn't even really a failure. I mean, he did a great job, but I'm saying, like,
gas was $1.52.
right.
Just saying.
It was. Regardless of all that, though, I think he trusted people he didn't know whether or not he could trust. And I think now going into it, he doesn't care anymore because he's not running again, all the things we've already said. So looking forward, I think he is like, here's what we're going to do. This is it. Hop on board or don't, but this is where the train is headed.
Yeah.
Josh likes trains.
Love trains.
Really? I have a bunch of Lionel trains inside a storage unit right now.
We'll be in touch.
Yeah. So my uncle used to have in the basement his whole, like, he had like a whole village, like his set up almost like a Christmas thing, but like not Christmas. It was like,
have you noticed, by the way, not to interrupt you, nobody does stuff like that anymore. Nobody has hobbies.
No.
Nobody does anything anymore.
No, Christine's, my best friend, still does the beautiful Christmas village with all
That's
the things.
cute.
I love that.
Yeah.
My house was under construction, so I didn't want to put any of my nice, cute things out this year.
Right.
A lot of
we
it
put,
was
we,
here.
Yeah, we put them all
A
up
lot
here.
of it was here. If you guys
Yeah.
want to go back and see the Christmas episodes, but I think that we're missing those cute, like, I don't want to say they were core American things, but like, I mean,
People
we don't
aren't
have
living for
hobbies.
anything. Like, people don't have
No.
hobbies. People don't want to do anything
But
anymore.
I think they can't because they can't afford it because they're spending $500 when they go to the goddamn grocery store for a family of 4.
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, I go to the grocery store. My kids are obsessed with fruit. Obviously, me, I'm only going to get the organic
That's why
good
they like
stuff.
Go
Yeah. And so they, in the car on the way home, like, I know you should wash them first, guys. Come at me for it, but the kids are hungry and I really don't want to listen to them scream. So they eat each of them $20 each, blueberries and strawberries on the way home. Like, I mean, it's so expensive. So I don't know if people don't have hobbies because they necessarily don't want them.
Well, I think
Maybe
the
it
whole
has to do-
attitude, though, of being a pessimistic, negative person
Yeah.
doesn't allow you to explore your creative side or anything like that. Everybody should have an hour to
My
themselves.
grandmother was a
explore.
ceramics teacher
That's
on the
what
side.
That's what I'm saying. Like, on the side, like, it was like a fun thing. It's not like, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire because of this
No,
thing.
I grew up with plaster fun time in my basement.
I love that.
And she had all her little elderly friends come. And she's still part of it. She's 94 years old. Tops is Take Off Pound Sensibly Club. And it's a bunch of women that come together and they talk about how they lose weight. They do these little chair exercises and all these things. And then they go out to dinner after at the Big Fitz Pancake House. They get a big apple. They do. But they gotta eat dinner, So they all go out to dinner. It's once a week.
Yeah.
It was Tuesday nights. So I remember going with her every single day. And then she had a pool. So every year, her big, huge pool party, my dad would grill for it. And that was her hobby. She went to this.
Things that she did for her.
Yeah.
To make her life better.
We don't do that today. For me,
know.
I bought 1 million chickens and I have a cute little farm and that's my...
Yeah,
it's
that's what
work,
I'm saying.
but it's fun.
That's what I'm saying.
My kids love it. It gets them outside. People need to take the time to do that. But to stay on track, because Nick and I love to
diverge
greatly.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about Melania's fashion?
Oh, I knew you'd want to talk about this. Yeah.
Oh my God. This woman, I don't think so I did read that her hat.
Oh, compared to Bezos' wife. Look at Bezos.
Oh God. Okay. The bustier.
The
tight thing.
bustier. Can we start at the face? How much were the guy's one of the richest people in the world? That's the face she
The
bought?
surgeon. I don't know.
That's the face she bought.
I love Megyn Kelly.
Did she buy that face on Amazon? That's what I want to know. Was it one day ship?
It was an eBay special. She cheated on him. Did an eBay
Oh,
special.
imagine. That'd be interesting.
This is
Temu.
my thing.
Temu. Temu face.
TikTok. Brought to you by TikTok. Look at now. Understand she's very serious, and Melania's all business, no matter what. I have never, and I've looked, never seen one photo of this woman
Picking her nose.
not put together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No,
No, but
yoga
nothing.
This woman doesn't even own yoga pants.
Right.
She sleeps in silk suits.
Yeah,
Like
that's how she goes to bed.
yeah,
She's wearing
she
her
goes
pajamas.
to bed
The inauguration.
just like that.
Yeah.
She
The hat and all.
looks phenomenal. And I think a lot of people shit on them because they see her being so poised
Yep.
and so professional all the time. I just don't know what they expect. I'm not a very PDA person.
Same.
I'm just not into that.
Right.
I feel like leave that stuff at home. Like you want to hold hands, that's cute. But like you want to like a little kiss on the cheek, fine. But like we're not like making out in the grocery store.
Right.
Okay. Like we're not at the inauguration wearing boobs out and something furry. Like I don't know what's
crazy.
That is just and to think that like know your audience.
Yeah.
Know your like I'm
I
sorry,
know.
you look ridiculous. Like
yeah.
I mean, even this would be better and it was $60. Like, well, I mean, I'm sure that outfit was thousands.
Can you tell me? You said something about the hat. They made the hat again. What happened to the hat?
So I read that, and you guys could source this. I'm not too sure like how true this is, but the original hat that she had made, Melania took like months to make. It was a custom hat, and it got messed up in shipping. So the hat maker came to her and made that hat specifically for her within 4 days. Like it was like a special thing. She looks so tailored all of the time. The collar on that white shirt, I just want to be her.
For a day.
For
one day.
One day. I just want to wake up with that hair. I don't know. I have 2 kids. I have no friggin' hair anymore. It's all gone. Like I lost everything. But this woman looks phenomenal all the time. And truthfully, Trump doesn't need to do this shit. He doesn't need to be president. He doesn't need the money. Oh, is he foregoing the money again? Are we doing that?
I don't think he's taking the salary.
So you're not taking this out. $400,000 to him is a joke anyway. It's pocket change.
Yeah,
so,
he's got 500 billion. It was so funny.
500
Someone said something in that same press conference about like, a couple of, I don't know, 50 billion or whatever. He goes, well, that's nothing compared to these guys. It was so funny. Like he just doesn't, it's peanuts. That's what he said.
It's nuts. But my thing is that I think that their relationship, although in some aspects, people will say, oh, they don't even love each other. I don't buy that. I don't think he would do half of these things if Melania wasn't in his ear saying, no, you need to fix this.
I love my husband. That's what you would say.
But
you can do it. That's what you would say.
But like her face, I love the memes I'm seeing right now that it's just like, you shit on my husband and you bombed my country. Like we're coming for you. Like, and you know what? Tell me one woman that wouldn't feel the exact same way if she was in that position.
That's what I'm saying. Why do we feel the need? Why do we feel?
Why tear them apart?
But why do we like shit on people who aren't all over each other? The guy's 78 years old.
Yeah.
Why would you want to see Donald Trump like making out with like? Thank God that they're professional.
That's disgusting.
Like just let them do their job.
That's disgusting in general. Like I don't think you should be outside like smooching all up on people, especially you're in a position of power.
The president of the United States.
You need to look professional all the time.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying Jill didn't look professional. She just doesn't have the same
President Jill. Yeah.
stature. She doesn't have the same demeanor. Like she commands the room. Anywhere she walks,
I would say almost more so than her husband.
100% of the time, the first person I look for is her.
Yeah.
I also love how they're a big family unit. They all look put together.
It's very American.
It is. And what really set the cute American thing for me is when J.D. Vance's family came out and you see his daughter sucking her thumb with the 2 Band-Aids on her fingers. Because I know my daughter, they can't have one. This finger hurts, mommy. I need one here too.
Yeah.
Like it's always the 2.
Yeah.
And it was just such a cute, heartfelt, adorable moment. It was never cringy. I thought none of it was cringy to me.
Yeah. And the people that think it's cringy are like, they are kind of cringy, like for thinking it's cringy.
Yeah,
like it's like why would you want to be negative about the president?
Yeah,
it's a little weird to me.
I think some people are saying now, oh well, their hand wasn't on the book, on the Bible.
It doesn't need to be. There's like 3 or 4 presidents who haven't sworn on the Bible.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so I think that that was irrelevant. I think that some people were saying, oh well, Trump tried to kiss Melania, but like her hat, like was in the way. Listen, she got the little like. What do you want her to do? What do you want to have?
Imagine they just have full-on sexual intercourse in front of the whole, like, what?
Like, gross.
I don't need to see
Call
that.
me
I don't want
crude,
to
but
see
I don't
that.
want to see anyone having
But, like,
sex.
I mean, what are you doing? Like, what are we talking about here? Let them get to work, for God's sake. Like, what are we doing?
I think behind, and people are going to come at me for this, but I think behind every strong person is a strong partner.
One or a supportive
Or
partner.
a supportive partner. I
Right.
think that
Who's honest, an honest, supportive
Yes.
partner.
There are checks and balances with everything. And I think looking at my own relationship, and people that know me are going to be like, oh, Alexis, like, you went through your fair share of shit. And you do, right?
You have to.
But it takes time. I say this to Rob all the time because we've gone through a lot of really shitty things. And we're still we're still together today. I love that meme. Is like, you want to get divorced, take a fucking nap. Take a nap. Get over it. Like, we need to move on here. We're in this. We're a family. That word doesn't come up in our house. Like, that's just not a thing.
Yeah.
We're not like officially married yet because like we got to work on a little business shit first. But I mean, for all other intensive purposes, like
and purposes.
okay,
Not
whatever.
intensive. Not intensive.
I don't speak English when I get hyped up. Okay, guys, like,
That's all right.
whatever.
That's what I'm here
But for all purposes, we're pretty much married at this point. So I think that, I don't know, I just like love them. I love them. Now I'm thrown off. Now that I can't even fucking talk.
I know.
But
I love them too.
I can't stand the whole, I don't like how she looks.
I think
like what's her face?
Bezos.
Yeah.
The new Bezos wife.
And if you look at him from when he first started Amazon to
In
now,
the
that's
90s?
a glow up.
That's a wicked
He
glow up.
looks so
I mean, don't get me
good.
wrong. The guy's a creep. Like, he's a little bit of a
he's
creep.
a little skeevy.
He's a little skeevy, but it is a glow up.
He looks
But let me tell you
great.
something. Anybody who makes that much money and doesn't have a glow up, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Why look like a cheap person that looks like they went to Miami and got filler for $22.99?
I know.
I just don't
With a turkey
understand.
baster in the cheeks.
You had sausage lips. What are you doing?
So crazy.
The fillers migrated. It doesn't, especially as someone who works in this industry, which I cannot wait to have Mike Rogers on the show and talk about the filler. I can't wait. He's the best injector I've ever worked with. He's gonna definitely come on the show. We're gonna do a face, review on people. I'm excited to do it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, that'll be interesting.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
Yeah. You should pull up celebrities and stuff.
We're
too.
gonna.
Yeah, that's
We're
great.
gonna.
That's
I
great.
mean, these people look ridiculous. I think that some of them look fantastic, but some of them are just,
they don't look like people anymore. Some of them.
no.
You know?
You know who's done really well, who I think is beautiful? It's Kris Jenner. Tasteful. It's a lot,
It's a lot.
but it's tasteful. She doesn't look like Joan Rivers.
Right.
Do you know what
Well,
I'm saying?
Joan Rivers is dead.
I know, but no,
no,
she
and she
doesn't
died
look
getting
like
more work done.
Do you think that?
No, she did die getting. She
No,
died
I
in the
know, but,
hospital
like,
bed,
do you-
getting more work done. Of
I
course.
know, but there's a lot of fun conspiracies about that one too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
good.
enough
It's
about it. We
like,
should do an episode on that.
we'll do
I don't
that.
know. Yeah.
Um,
What else we got?
I love how Bezos' wife outfit sucked. I love Josh's nose.
Yeah, I know. Josh is great.
It was the most out of place thing at the inauguration. It really was. I wasn't really like into it. Tell me how you feel about the preacher.
Which one?
So
There's
a couple preachers here.
Right. So on Monday there were a bunch of preachers at the inauguration. On yesterday there was like this prayer vigil thing. And is that the one you're talking about? Or are
Yeah.
you talking the one from yesterday? The one from Monday?
The one from yesterday is what I'm talking
Play
about.
it.
The woke preacher, yeah.
If we
Yeah,
got
the
it,
woke
let's
preacher.
woke preacher. Yeah, play it.
And then I have a very tall son
Oh,
named
wait, this is Baron.
That's okay. Go.
Oh, real quick.
Let's talk about
Let's
Barron.
go.
Let's talk about Barron.
There is
Thank you,
nothing
Josh.
more I love than this like attitude that Barron has. Also commands the room.
Presidential.
He is going
Someday.
But tell me it's wrong for him not to do it.
Go back to the beginning.
Growing up in this, he's seeing this. His dad was so he's how old is he?
He's 18.
He's
He's a
18.
child.
So,
Like he's a
but
baby.
he grew up with a dad that was in the presidency, lost the race, saw the country go
multi-billion dollars.
downhill.
Barron's
Now-
the only reason Trump won this time.
I love the standing up in the.
We're gonna watch it right now.
and then I have a very tall son named Baron. Has anyone ever heard of him?
Look
Watch.
at the. I
I
love
know.
it.
Wait for it. Look at the point. Oh my God. It's definitely no paternity test needed. I love it. Oh my God.
Even how he puts his hands up. Tell me at 18, the smirk.
Is that not his father's kid?
He is 1000% his dad. But with the
Come
stoic,
on, dude.
I love it. Do I think that maybe we're grooming to be president? Sure.
I'd vote for him.
But you should, 100%. He should be.
Why wouldn't he be?
I don't even think he needs a college degree. He's growing up in it. He's seeing it. He's seeing it firsthand, doing it, in it. Yes.
He better be smart. The one thing that I don't like about this is that when you hype up a child, they become spoiled.
But I
So
don't think that
just
Trump
hope-
is like that. Because look at
I
Ivanka,
don't think so
look at
either.
the other ones.
I don't think so either. I'm just saying, I hope that he doesn't let everything go to his head. You know what I mean? Like, I hope he knows he still has to work.
He
Because he could
does,
screw everything up,
But
too.
you know what? He's 18 right now.
I used to be a big Don Jr. guy, and like now it's like
Let
all
me-
Barron all day.
Yeah, like I really think he should live in the ego for right now. He's 18.
Of course.
Soak it up.
Of
But
course.
if that was me, if that was you or I,
Oh, I'd do the same thing. You kidding me?
100%.
I
I'd be
would do the
like,
same thing.
hey.
18, I'd be like, I can't hear you. Louder, please. That would absolutely be me. That's
And-
that's a great reaction,
but
too,
I
by
love
the way.
the reaction.
I love the
that
point. He does the point just like his dad.
But I love the reaction his siblings have to that. Like
Mhm.
Ivanka's face, like John's
They
face.
know. They know what's good.
They know
what's going on.
And I think it's great. I think they look at him and they say, "Oh, well, that's our little brother," you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
And it's very strategic.
Mhm.
I think it's great.
Brilliant. Good stuff. We playing more of this or no?
I don't think there's much else to
No,
it.
we can go to the next one.
This should be the preacher.
So you were talking about this preacher.
It's kind of cringy.
You want my opinion on the preacher?
So, okay, so let's just recap it. You've watched it before. How
Right, yeah,
she's
there was
very
this-
upset that he said there was two genders.
Yeah, and she was saying how there's gay and lesbian youth who fear death and everything else. I would say
why?
that,
Can we talk about that?
No,
Why?
I don't think it's even. Again, I feel like we're just harping on. We can if you'd like to. It's your show, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like I feel as though there is a ton of negative crap
Yeah.
that is so 2024 to me.
Yeah, let's
it's so,
start
like,
off
ugh.
fresh. We're done with it.
What? Like who cares? Like okay, whatever, lady, you're done.
But with watching it, if you watch, because there's a side by side of Trump and Melania's face,
Mm.
there is never negative body language. There
No,
is
they just sit there and listen.
There's
they take
never a time where they're like, okay, this lady is like, and for me, that would be very difficult. For you, that would be, we would sit there and be
I
like,
would have stood up. I would have said, wait, let me just say something on the mic up there.
yeah, can we just preach this a little differently today?
Yeah.
I don't think I think it's kind of cringy.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird.
Not good.
But
Not
the
good.
level of professionalism that they have is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the poker face, you'd never win. You would, Melania in a poker game, you'd lose every
How
time.
could you? How could
I
you?
couldn't even play. I'd just be in awe. I just want to be her.
Yeah.
Who's her stylist? We need to figure it out. I love how she looks. Oh my God. It's just like one of my,
Yeah, the preacher. I thought that was crap.
I thought the preacher was weird. How do we feel? Oh, this gets me going, guys.
Okay.
So with the last part of Trump's,
Inauguration.
thank you.
Yep.
He was talking about how we handled California and how we handled
We
North
handled
Ca-
California.
how-
I thought we
no,
just
no,
let
no.
it burn.
how California was handled and
Yeah.
how North Carolina was handled.
Yeah.
And I just want to go over that with you because I thought everyone in that room felt a little off-putting in a way where they were like, yeah, we really didn't handle that well.
Yeah.
And we need
By
to
the way,
fix
when was
that.
the last time you heard the government admit that they didn't handle something well? That it was their fault, like taking that blame.
It is. And you told me a really cool fact because we had done your show earlier today is that all of these fire trucks from everywhere else
Yeah, the surrounding states. Yeah.
were brought to went to California, drove there, spent all the money on fuel, taxpayers' money on
Yeah.
fuel to get there.
Yeah.
And were turned away
Yep.
because they didn't meet regulation.
Yeah.
And that blows my mind that wasn't an executive order from the Biden saying, screw the regulation. People are dying. Let's fix this.
Right, because the policies and everything else are way more important to these people.
It doesn't
than the
make
death.
sense to me.
They don't care because they don't care.
Yeah, no.
There's
That's changing.
there's no humanity left. That's the issue.
And I think that Trump is right. I don't know what his plan is to make that better. I mean, people have lost their homes, people have died. There's
Mm.
still people in North Carolina unaccounted for.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Hundreds
It's
of
so
thousands of
sad.
people.
So sad.
And giving, I don't know. So I just wanted to get your opinion on that because I know that that was a big thing that you had because you had friends that lost their
Everything.
homes.
Everything. Yeah. It's a disgrace. I think it's just really beyond unfortunate. I think it's beyond unfortunate. I think it's like I really don't like it. I really don't like it. I don't like we are supposed to be able to feel safe in our own spaces. You know what I mean? And we're supposed to be I get really bent about taxes
Hmm.
and about how much money is going overseas.
We spend a lot of money as business owners.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of money on taxes. I think what really to add to
I
your
think
point real quick.
in general,
Yeah.
we spend all this money on taxes and everything else, and none of it gets like we see no benefit.
No.
None. And because of the no benefit, it makes people very pessimistic and angry. And not and we need some taxes because we need roads and we need
Yeah.
we need firemen and we need police officers and we need all that stuff. So taxes they do play a role and they're important. But when you spend as much money and then you have someone like Biden who hired 77,000, Josh, or something like that, 70,000 plus. We don't need the
IRS
exact
agents.
number. It's fine. I'm just saying like 70,000 IRS agents to make sure that the people are paying their
It's
tax
almost
money.
like this Robin Hood feeling when you have
Right.
the guy
It's
going
Robin
around.
Hood. It's Robin Hood in reverse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's really scary. And then especially, obviously North Carolina's sad, that whole situation. I think for me, the California thing is more sad only because I know people in California who lost everything, who I grew up with. And it's really sad. There's nothing else that can be said about it because this is what they voted for.
I am very and to leave this on more of a positive note. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
yeah.
I know we kind of like a
Yeah.
little dark.
No,
there.
I really I don't
I-
actually have a lot to say about it except that I'm just disgusted with
Yeah,
California.
I and there's some conspiracy theories that go with that I think are kind of interesting. But
Sure.
what I do think is we have someone who admitted that there was a problem.
And he's going to fix it.
And he's coming up with a solution. So regardless of how you feel, left or right, or whatever you may feel, I think everyone can agree we didn't do a good job. And he's saying we can do good. So I'm very optimistic. I mean,
Same.
is it going to bring back people's houses and all the things that they lost?
No.
Absolutely not. But maybe they get a little bit more funding to build their houses. Maybe they get something or get their insurance back. Like something to make things better. So overall, guys, I think that the inauguration, the speeches, how Carrie Underwood sang a cappella absolutely beautifully.
Okay, can we talk about that for 3.2 seconds? When the music wouldn't play and she looked at the guy was like, it's not playing, the music's not playing. She goes, I can just sing it. I thought that was the most American moment out of the whole fucking thing.
Regardless of her political stance, because she's been very quiet about where she stands.
Has.
Very different than.
Well, that's how you know. The people that are vocal are the people that are the libs, and then the people that are quiet or say it's none of your business.
On the opposite, her, Jason Aldean and his wife, very, very, very pro-Trump. I was thinking that it was going to be him that was going to do something. And when it was her, I couldn't think of something more American than this little girl from Oklahoma that was on a TV show that turns into this huge superstar and sings a cappella at the inauguration.
Normal people would have been like, oh, it's not playing, I got to go. She goes, I can just sing it.
Phenomenal.
It was perfect.
It was
perfect.
There was nothing more American than that. And I think I love it.
Don't you just feel proud of where you're from?
I am so proud. And I think that that's what we need to bring back. People need to be proud. Wear your red dresses, girls.
Yeah.
Wear your red dresses.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what side you're on. Blue, red, whatever.
No, but just like, it doesn't even matter what side
wear
you're
an
on.
American
Be
flag.
proud to be part of you have the ability to choose a side because we're American.
Yeah.
Be proud of that.
We have a giant American flag in front of my house, like a big, huge flagpole.
Love it.
And so Rob's goal is to have the one that is as big as this one that's at a car dealership, which is like giant. It's ridiculous,
Yeah.
but we need to have it. And my kids, every time we go to
Emphasis on need. Yeah.
Need. We need to have
need
it.
in quotes.
But my kids are so obsessed with when we go to Home Depot, they have like the little American flags everywhere. So now my whole front lawn, it looks like Memorial Day every day. In the snow.
Oh
It's
my
just
God.
American flags everywhere.
That's crazy. Hey, thanks so much for having me on
Thank
your
you
show.
so much for being here. I think that this was a great episode.
I love
Hopefully
doing the
people, like,
bonus ones like this where we can just kind of chill and talk about stuff.
we don't got to talk about skincare all the time, guys. It's got to be relevant.
Yeah.
Is that the right word? Relevant.
That time it was, yeah.
Okay, good job. To me. Good job to me. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Follow us at The Real Aesthetic Pod on Instagram and everywhere else. We'll catch you next week. I think we're going to have a couple more fun bonus episodes, so see you then.
Next station, Inaugural. Interchange station, Inaugural.